In what way do you reckon we could utilise, in many ways, these kind of Brexit freedoms to ensure that we grow quickly after the pandemic?
Well, I guess the point is that no matter how your viewers voted in the referendum, whether they were in favour of Brexit or against it, now we're out to try and grab the opportunities. And there are some opportunities, particularly around just getting rid of some of the EU-based red tape, trying to be a bit more nimble, trying to be a bit more fast-moving. And that's not just fast-moving in government, that means setting up our economy so that companies have less red tape and they can get on with creating wealth and grabbing the opportunities around the rest of the world much, much faster and much, much more effectively. But it won't just happen automatically. So the crucial thing is, and now you just said, we're starting at last to get out of some of these Brexit, some of these COVID restrictions. It's now up to us to try and grab those opportunities and make sure that we aren't just assuming they're going to happen naturally. We actually have to change some laws. We have to change the way we do things in order to make sure that these Brexit benefits get delivered.
But it's interesting, isn't it, that, constantly we were told for years and years and years about kind of Brussels red tape and how it's stifling business. And yet, since we've left, things have got worse. They've actually increased costs and paperwork and border delays, according to the Public Accounts Committee today.
So that's my worry. So the thing which really worries me actually was last week there was a government paper which had just been published called "The Benefits of Brexit" paper, and in it talked about how to get rid of red tape. There's a whole section on it, and it said that they're getting rid of a process which basically requires any minister who wants to introduce a new law to get rid of some old ones first. And that's a really good way of getting rid of red tape. It means that anybody who wants to do something new has to get rid of some of the old stuff before they can even begin. And that sort of creates an incentive. It stops them doing anything. You can't just carry on adding more. You've got to get rid of some before you can add more. Really sensible piece of basic housekeeping, if you like. And yet this paper published last week said they're not even going to try doing that. And the difficulty is if you don't do things like that, then actually you don't turn the supertanker around. You don't change the habits which are built up over the last 40 years when we were in the EU. And therefore the risk is that in spite of these opportunities, we don't take them. That's the thing which I think perhaps yesterday's reshuffle may allow us to do a bit better. We certainly need to come back to focusing on it much, much more strongly